Ava Marie. Welcome to Chef Ava Marie Happy Hour. I am your host, Chef Ava Marie. Today we have a very special guest on food waste. Before we get to that, we have a couple things we got to go over. I'll be competing at the Malloy's Chili Cook-Off from 12 to 4. There will be tasting kits for sale. Winners will be announced at 4:30 p.m. I have one of 14 teams competing. It will benefit the Coma Vets Village. Please support our troops. If you are in the area of South San Francisco, concert at the park from 11 to 5. There will be food, exhibitors, Grammy Award Dad's Band, and Bless Them the Unions of Souls, plus the El Camino High School Band, My Automata, and South San Francisco High School Folk Dance Performance. Now, let's welcome to the stage the author, fellow the World Food Competitor, and author of this leftover cookbook. Welcome, Susanne duplantis. Hello, Susanne.
Hey, Chef. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How you doing? All the way from Louisiana, girl.
That's right. Thanks for understanding last week when we had that hurricane blow through.
Oh no, we had to reschedule you. So how you been?
Been doing good. Been staying busy, and good luck with the chili cook-off. That's amazing. Sounds like a great cause.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to get to the question. So what got you writing your blog, Makeover My Leftover?
Well, I was in the restaurant business for 22 years and seeing food waste in the restaurant industry from the back of the house, the kitchen, to the front of the house where customers didn't want to take a to-go box home and the food was getting thrown out. So, a fact, 55% of all restaurant leftovers go to waste. So you think about the price of a menu item and then what's left on the plate. So I started, can I make a difference? And so I started walking around and asking people if they'd like to take a to-go box home, say for instance, their French fries. And a lot of people would say no, they don't like leftovers. So I'd go in the back, write a quick little recipe on the box and present it with something like, hey, if you take these French fries home today, you can have potato pancakes for in the morning. And I found more people started taking their leftovers home. So that sparked my blog, Makeover My Leftover, to see if I can make a difference in the food waste.
That's fantastic. That's a beautiful story. In California, we were the first in the state to enforce the mandate in the food waste movement. And people don't take it too seriously. Any tips on that for those idiots in California? What is your advice for those idiotically food waste anti-people? Tell them the truth.
It's a sad thing that people don't take it serious and they don't understand the connection that when we waste food, we're wasting all the resources that go into it. For instance, if I stood on a street corner in California or Louisiana or any city and started have 25 gallons of water and start just sitting there and pouring them out on the street, people would yell at me. People would scream, "What are you doing? You're crazy. What are you doing?" However, if those same people see me toss an apple in a trash can, they wouldn't say anything. And the amount of water that we waste when we throw away one apple is 25 gallons of water. So it's all trying to get people to change their view on food waste and the impact that it has on our world.
That's the story, and we need to educate people that. And that's why it could be better for the environment. Like, remember that 1980s Captain Planet? That's what we need to tell people,
Yep. Absolutely. And your key education, I teach food waste workshops across the state, and it's really having a different angle point when you look at the facts that you think about an average family of four wasting from $1,800 to $2,200 a year. That's a college fund started. And then when you break it down even more and you pass by people's houses, 1 in 8 Americans are food insecure. So on one hand, you have this huge amount of waste, and then you have people going hungry, and we need to meet in the middle.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's what is important in our society, because I have like a 12-year-old niece and 18-year-old nephew. They don't care. It just, it's sad, you know.
It is, it's very sad, and, it's the world of overabundance that we live in,
Mhm.
that if you have that apple sitting on the counter going to waste, you could just go to the store the next day and grab another apple, so they look at it where it's not a big deal, but what happens if you couldn't go to the store the next day and buy that apple? You would truly cherish that apple and not have it go to waste.
I agree. And that's why we need to address that to our listeners out there. And what can you do to make food waste a better place for our viewers out there?
Well, it all starts at home. If you there's a great documentary I'd like to recommend. It's called "Just Eat It: A Food Waste Story," and it has a
Oh,
great visual in it. If you imagine coming out of the grocery store and you're carrying 4 bags of groceries, and you
oh,
drop one bag of groceries, and you keep walking. You never stop to pick up that bag of groceries. That's on average what we waste. 25% of all food that we buy goes to waste. So that's a good visual. We work hard for our money. We don't need to waste the money, but it
yeah.
starts at home, and it starts really, you run your house like you would run a restaurant kitchen. First in, first out. When you come home with new groceries, rotate your stock. And also, there's great new refrigerators that have the clear fronts to see what you have. I recommend getting a box and putting it in your refrigerator. And that last piece of cheese that's maybe in the back, or that
Yeah.
orange that's sitting there, put that in the box so it's right front and center saying, hey, eat me first.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Michael Pollan's documentary on food waste too? He's a food envisionary. He's really good, Michael
He's
Pollan.
he's excellent, and he words things in a way that I think is really easy for people to understand as well.
Yeah. He's very smart.
Yeah, he is. His books are excellent too.
Oh yeah, and I love his educational system. He's a psychologist.
Oh, interesting.
And what do you any tips on using your food waste? Any culinary tips?
Well, in my book, I have a section that I recommend having certain stock that you keep. It's in the Makeover My Leftover chapter, and I have quite a few tips in there, and simple tips at home. One is an ice cube tray. A lot of people don't have ice
Yeah,
cube trays. You can pick them up at,
yeah,
a dollar store, but it saves
yeah,
your herbs. If you have herbs going bad, mix it
yeah.
with olive oil in there, your coffee, your tea, make cubes, tomato paste. Nothing ever
Oh
calls
yeah,
for a whole can of tomato paste. So freeze that tomato paste and you'll have that as well.
oh yeah,
And then also a mini food processor. I recommend everybody to have in their kitchen. It's really inexpensive, but think about when you're looking at leftovers to really use them from a culinary standpoint is to break down that leftover. If you're looking at mashed potatoes, don't just see the mashed potatoes, see it as a potato. How many uses do you have for a potato? And let your imagination run wild. My
yeah.
my my theory is to cook is to create, and you know that as well. When you get in the kitchen, you just have to let your imagination run wild and create beautiful masterpieces.
That's right. Do you hear that, guys? Be creative, use your food waste, and be creative. What I always do is prep food and do food preparation and store it in containers. And that way, so you could actually have it the next day. And that's why we always have things in common. No, waste not, want not, like my mom said, you
Oh,
know.
excellent. Excellent. Yeah, exactly. And it's shopping from your house first. When you're making your grocery list, keep an
Yes.
inventory. Have an inventory of your refrigerator and your freezer and your pantry. I actually have a sheet on my freezer that's an inventory sheet. And so I know what I have in the freezer without opening up the door. So it makes meal planning easy. And I'm also saving energy and electricity by not having to
Yeah.
open up the door as well.
That is so true. And and then I want to also ask another question. What got you into WFC in the first place? And what did you? I know we're both one-time competitors,
Yeah.
and I did in 2018. You did in 2019. And did you win that year?
I actually, I got into WFC, which is an amazing arena, as you know, with the bloggers conference that they first had called Food
Oh
Fight
yeah.
Right. And they did actually our friend Rebecca won the state competition. It was,
Oh,
a steak cut off, but just meeting everybody, especially her, and really getting involved with it. And I wanted to know more. So the following year, I had an opportunity for the Taste of America, and I placed. And I was actually in Chile my first year. I cooked in Chile
What?
before I moved over to burger, and then burger I placed in the top 10.
Congratulations. I
Yeah.
know we're only one time people, but I was only one time because I did the desserts, and that was because of my friend Rebecca.
Yeah. she's amazing.
She's cute.
Yeah.
And then another tip: how did you get on appear on any local TV shows, like on Netflix? What got you into that?
Well, locally in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I was on the local news show for 5 years. I had a regular occurring segment. So that kind of helped open up doors, once you're out there visibly. And then just like competing in food sport, I love that adrenaline rush that you get with timed cooking. And so if anytime I had an opportunity, I've been on the Rachel Ray Show, Tamron Hall,
Oh
Netflix,
my god!
and Food Network. And it's always a blast because you're meeting like-minded people like yourself and talking
Yeah,
food, and it's surrounded by food. And it's always a lot of fun, no matter how it turns
that's
out.
cool. That's so. Tamara Hall's the best. I actually love her. I watched that with my grandma, and she loves watching that. That's when I go visit her. She just loves her Tamara Hall.
Oh, and I did on her show, I did with leftover pizza, I made a frittata. And then with leftover egg rolls, I actually turned the egg rolls into jalapeno poppers.
That's fantastic. So, um, that's and any new projects in the works for makeover my leftover. Do you have any new things?
I do. I'm working on book 2 right now. It will be out
Wow.
next year. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm still touring with my first book and teaching food waste workshops because it's truly my passion to help people save food, time, and money, especially in today's day and age. And if you break it down, you think when you're eating, oh, that's just a little bit, it's not going to matter, but it all adds up. In reality, each of us wastes 20 pounds of food per person per
Yeah.
month. So 20 pounds is, if you think a car tire, visually looking at that,
Yes.
and that's how
Yes.
much each of one of us is wasting.
That's right. Because I take public transportation, and that's why I never drive. And that's my jam. So I never take a bus. I never drive ever in my life. And I just it's for personal reasons because it's just bad for the environment too. So
Yeah. Absolutely. And I wish a lot of places in the world were more bike friendly and, walker
yeah,
friendly. It's sad nowadays because you'll be staying in a hotel right across from where you want to go and you can't walk because it's
there's
no sidewalks
yeah,
or anything. Yeah.
we need to advocate for that. There you go.
That's our next project.
Yes. Now let's play a little game. I call and ask a guest. We ask each guest on the show, and it's called the top 5. So, what is your favorite TV show?
Ooh, I don't know if I have a current one. Friends was one of my favorite ones. Modern Family was one of my favorite ones. Any food related show, if it's on, I watch it. And I love House Hunters for some reason.
Cool. Favorite podcast?
Well, yours right now
Thank you.
because it's so
Fa-
genuine and true.
Thank you. Did you listen to any of our guests on our podcast? Because we have a lot of people. We had from politicians to chefs. We had a lot of everyday people on there.
And you have a lot of amazing people on there too.
Yeah, I
You're
like.
always advocating for what's right in the world, and I love you for that.
Thank you. And favorite thing to cook?
That would have to be my grandmother's, which I called my Meemaw, and I dedicated my cookbook to her, mock shoe, which is a fancy word for smothered corn, but it's so versatile and it uses all parts of the corn cob, and also the husk and the silk, making a stock. And it just makes it's comfortable. She's no longer with me, but when I get in the kitchen and make mock shoe, it's like she's standing there right next to me.
That's fantastic. Favorite place to travel?
I love the beach. So anywhere there's a beach, I'm there, whether it's Florida, South Carolina, California, you name it.
Yeah, I know that Myrtle Beach and it's got some good beaches where Nikki Haley. I voted for Nikki Haley for democracy because she's a well-known politician for democracy. I love the. Now we're in stages of the election season.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy stage.
It's a crazy time now.
It
So,
is a very crazy time.
and I do have some Republican friends. I do. So we
We
don't
all
talk
do.
about.
Yeah.
We all do. I know.
We all do. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about
No,
just what's right for helping us move forward.
that's right. And favorite movie.
Ooh, you got some tough questions here. Favorite? I would have to say my all-time favorite movie. I know by heart, and I could watch it every single day. Is Pretty Woman, and
Oh
I'm aging
my gosh,
myself there, but I love Pretty Woman.
that's a good movie. Yeah, there's a lot of great rom-coms out there.
Yeah, it's in this world, like we're saying, how crazy it is. It's nice to be able to kick back and relax and watch a rom com and know it's going to have a happy ending.
Yeah. I actually love boy comedy like Taxi, Night of Roxbury, and I even love Queen Latifah's Last Holiday.
That was funny.
These are funny comedies, so
That
there you
was,
go.
yeah, those were funny ones.
Yes, so free. Those are my frees. So, anyways, it was great to have you, and continue with success on your food advocacy, food waste movement, and you were a great culinary guest. And thank you for coming on.
Well, I have to say congratulations to you on your cookbook as well.
Thank you. Speaking of my cookbook, I don't have it with me. It's on there somewhere, but it's on the shelf. But I just have it. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's my memoir. Yes.
Yes, and I have it, and it's excellent, and it really gives an insight into everything that you do. And so I just want to say on behalf of everybody, thank you for writing it.
You're welcome. I do have a book tour coming out, and it's gonna be in Foster City. Go check it out. It's gonna be on September 28th from 11 to 5. So at the Indie Offer Fest. So if you're in the Foster City area, go check it out. It's gonna be fun. I'll be there.
Awesome. And
Thanks for
and
me.
and everybody, just when you're looking at the food on your plate, think about the possibilities of what you can make over with your leftover.
That's right, Suzanne. That's what I'm talking about. So thanks for coming on once again. We're great to have you.
It's so good to see you.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. And that was Suzanne. So she was great. You could log in out now. So you're good. So
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. So anyway, so next week we have um um Vineyard Mom, Leslie Daphne, as she's gonna cook with us on. She was best known as a regular contributor on Live in the Bay TV with Olivia Horton and Jessica Willis. So stay tuned next week as she cooks a fall menu on Chef Ava Marie Happy Hour podcast. As we say, saucy to perfection. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye. Now let's leave studio, okay? I got to edit. Let me just fix it real quick.